puppies do. 3 were no bigger than teacups. The 4th, however, continued to grow and grow until he was the size of a teapot. Mrs. Poodle took pride in teaching her puppies how to be proper pooches. They were taught to sit, never slobber. Good. Well done. Very nice. Nice try. They were taught to yip, never yap. Yip, yip, yip. Roof. Doesn't sound like a yip. And they were taught to walk with grace, never race. Tiptoe, tippy-toe. Whoa! The puppies were also taught how to look pretty in pink, nibble their kibble, and ride in style. Whatever the lesson, Gaston always worked the hardest, practiced the longest, and smiled the biggest. How happy he is. What a happy Gaston. Mrs. Poodle was very pleased with all her puppies, Fifi, Fufu, Ooh-la-la, and Gaston. Spring arrived and the proud mother was eager to show off her darlings. She took them to the park for their very first stroll in public. There was much to see: daffodils, ducklings, dogs. Oh dear, what do we have here? Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. Would you like to see them again? Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette. This was more than a little awkward. The mother sized up the pups. The pups sized up one another. It seems there's been a terrible mistake, Mrs. Bulldog said, breaking the silence. Oui, oui, Mrs. Poodle agreed sadly. Whatever shall we do? Mrs. Bulldog could not come up with an answer. I guess we'll let them decide, she replied at last. Interesting, huh? Gaston and Antoinette were young, but even they could see that there had been a mix-up. The 2 puppies began to circle around and around the group. Gaston walked with grace. Antoinette raced. Gaston yipped. Antoinette yapped. And when they finally came to a stop, the puppies had traded places. There. That looked right. It just didn't feel right. That evening, Antoinette tried to fit in with her new sisters, but she did not like anything proper, or precious, or pink. Phooey! On the other side of town, Gaston tried to fit in with his new brothers, but he did not like anything brutish, or brawny, or brown. Ick. I think they want to be back at home, don't you? Antoinette and Gaston weren't the only ones who were having a hard time adjusting. The next morning, Mrs. Poodle forgot all about being proper and raced to the park. Mrs. Bulldog was already there waiting with her burly brood. It seems we've made a terrible mistake, she nearly shouted. Wee wee, Miss Poodle agreed happily. This time, Gaston and Antoinette wasted no time trading places. There, that looked right. And it felt right, too. From that day forward, the families met in the park every afternoon to play. Rocky, Ricky, Bruno, and Antoinette taught the poodle puppies a thing or two about being tough. Likewise, Fifi, Fufu, Ooh-la-la, and Gaston taught bulldog puppies a thing or two about being tender. And many years later, Gaston and Antoinette you're a dog and you know it, give a bark. If you're a dog and you know it, wag your tail. If you're a dog and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're a dog and you know it, bark and wag. That was pretty fun, wasn't it? We got two more. All right. If you're a dog and you know it, sit and bag. If you're a dog and you know it, dig a hole. If you're a dog and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're a dog and you know it, beg and dig. If you're a dog and you know it, sit, please. If you're a dog and you know it, sit, please. If you're a dog and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're a dog and you know it, sit, please. You guys did such a great job with that song. So what did we do as dogs? We barked, woof, woof, and we wagged our tails, and we sat and begged, and we dug a hole, and we sat nicely, like these guys. You guys are doing a great job today. I don't know what it is this week. Yesterday went fantastic. Today went fantastic. You guys are just doing a great job. I'm a little out of breath. But we're going to move on because you know what? We've got a little book to read. And this one is a nonfiction book about dogs. And I already told you what the name is. It's Bulldogs, Poodles, Dalmatians, and Other Non-Sporting Dogs. So, we're going to check out a few of the other dogs in here real quick. Oh, look here. That's a bulldog. My cousin has two of these guys. Chunk and Marge. They're very cute. And that's a Sharpei. And I think that's a Lochin. And a Norwegian Rundahund. And then we have Bichon Frise. It says some fun things about Bichons that I put up here on the screen. See, this is their age. They are 9 to 12 inches. They weigh 10 to 16 pounds. They love attention. She is a snuggle puppy if there ever was one. Remember, if you were here yesterday, we read Snuggle Puppy. And they're good for people with allergies because their fur is the kind of fur that doesn't create dander and things in the air. So people with allergies can have dogs like Hannah. And this is her with her crown on. It's pretty cute. A fun fact about Bichon Frise that it says right here is that many Bichons live between 14 and 16 years, which is quite a while, which makes them one of the healthiest breeds of dogs as well. Now, another fun fact about Bichon Frise is that many